Hey everyone, we're back with another video. I left you guys off last time saying that it was going to be a little bit until the next update since we were focused on multiplayer. And well, the good news is multiplayer is basically working. Last night we were able to all hop on the dedicated server that I set up. We were running around that test region that you guys have seen me do in multiple other videos. And we're pretty happy with everything. This video though, I'm not showing off the multiplayer because there are a few very small little bugs I gotta fix still, and it's not really exciting to see just 3 people that are red circles walking around in a green landscape. I think the players being circles will probably remain for the next video either way, but the next video I'm hoping to actually show actual multiplayer. But to get to that step, we need to first create some sort of actual interesting gameplay, not just having a single enemy on a open green plane, which is what this video is. So right now I wanted to show me creating a quick little arena. This is not finalized by any means, it's very rough, but I just wanted to test kind of throwing some stuff together, making something look slightly nicer, and then kind of making this wave mode. So we already had those like mob squads that I had talked about in previous videos where we have enemies that keep spawning on a loop now. So I've set up a couple enemies in a couple corners here, and then the player's just in the middle, and as the enemies keep spawning, the player just survives for their life. It's honestly very difficult right now. I'm also doing it solo though, so I'm sure throwing in 2 more people will help. But the point of this isn't really for balance right now. The whole point of this is that this test arena that's being built is sort of setting up our foundation. By having an actual arena now that we can test shooting and have enemies spawning on, we can now start moving into the next steps. This allows us to first test multiplayer on a grander scale, fighting waves of enemies. It allows us to further stress test the gunplay and really sharpen those elements of shooting, aiming down sights, the movement, which, as I said from the very first video, this is really important in this game. We don't want to go too far down this line until that stuff feels really good, and honestly, the first pass at it felt pretty good. At the end of this video, I will also include a quick little gameplay snippet of me running around this arena. And then once we get that stuff really sharpened, we'll be moving into the next big step. For our looter shooter, we need loot, and this arena will allow us to do that. We are going to be able to add in things such as enemies dropping loot, the player inventories, and then the player being able to test out that loot in this arena. The idea going forward is that this test arena is just going to keep getting built and built and built upon until we finally have that core foundation of the game. And then that's when we can take a step back and we can start building outside this arena. That's when we start adding in missions, quests, other levels and other functions for the player, lobbies, and I would love to add in some sort of community hub as well for the players, not just in your immediate friend group, similar to the Destiny Tower and something like Darktide. So by getting this set up now, we're really setting ourselves up so that we can start just testing new things. Very soon we'll be trying out some character abilities such as throwing grenades, much further down the line when we want to add in our classes, which we have a really cool class system planned. I can't wait to talk about that in a future video. The class system will be able to implement it, and we'll be able to still test that in here. So we'll be keeping everything into a very controlled environment right now, so that then when we are ready to expand, we build outwards. So yeah, let's take a really quick look at the gunplay here, the quick little gameplay. Again, nothing's finalized. Things need to get changed. These these sprites need to all be updated, but it does give you that very initial feeling of the movement, of mechanics, and the gunplay. Again, the enemies are really overbearing in this version. I imagine with more people in co-op, it's gonna feel a little bit better. And even though we aren't worried about balance, it does give us a couple of initial thought stars of what balance should be like. Should enemies have more or less health? How much ammo should be in an assault rifle? Accuracy, enemy range damage, enemy melee damage. These are all things we're taking note of right now, and it's going to help us down the line move things a lot faster when we get to a point of actual play testing and balancing, because we'll have some of those initial notions already put aside and understand how the gameplay functions. Thanks a lot, guys, for checking out this video. Make sure to subscribe so that you keep up to date with all updates that we have for Project Fireteam. Hopefully we'll have some gameplay of the multiplayer working very shortly, and very excited for the things to come. Have some really cool things in our back pocket. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.